Get ready because January 1st, 2026 is going to be a big day. A whole new set of laws is about to go into effect across the United States, and they're set to change some major things, from your paycheck to your privacy online. Now, these aren't just minor tweaks. We're talking about significant shifts that will impact millions of people. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise and give you the essential breakdown of what's coming. These laws are going to touch almost every part of our lives, from our personal finances to our digital footprint. Understanding what they are isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely crucial for navigating the new landscape of 2026. So let's dive in. So, how is your paycheck going to be affected? What's the real story behind these new tax laws? And what does the rise of AI mean for your rights online? We're going to answer all of these questions, and we'll start with the changes that are going to directly impact your wallet. All right, first up, let's talk about the bottom line, your money. We're seeing a combination of federal and state level changes that are going to have a major effect on pretty much everyone, from retirees to hourly workers. The big headline number for over 70 million Americans receiving Social Security is this: a 2.8% cost of living adjustment, or COLA. Now, this increase is designed to help benefits keep up with inflation, and it actually marks the 5th year in a row of raises at or above 2.5%. You might be wondering, what exactly is a COLA? Well, you can think of it as a financial shield. It's the Social Security Administration's way of trying to protect your benefits from being eroded by inflation. They do this by tracking the Consumer Price Index, which is really just a formal way of saying they keep a close eye on the real-world cost of everyday things. And this is where that 2.8% becomes very real. It's not just a statistic. It means an extra $56 in the pocket of an average retired worker every single month. For someone receiving disability benefits, that's a $44 boost. These aren't just abstract numbers. For many, this is a vital lifeline. But these changes don't just stop at the federal level. A wave of state-level laws is also set to make a big impact, especially when we talk about the minimum wage. We're seeing this across the country, but let's look at New York. It's a powerful example of how states are taking matters into their own hands to deal with the rising cost of living. So effective January 1st, the minimum wage in New York's major downstate metro areas, that's New York City, Long Island, and Westchester, is going to rise to $17 an hour. This is all part of a multi-year plan to better align wages with the specific economic realities of that region. This gives you a really clear picture of New York's two-tiered approach. While those major metropolitan areas see their wage floor rise to $17, the rest of the state moves up to $16. And as you can see, this also bumps up overtime pay and specifically includes fast food workers, which means this will have a ripple effect across a huge part of the state's workforce. Okay, so we've covered the changes to your income. Now let's flip to the other side of the equation, your taxes. A landmark piece of legislation from 2025 is about to rewrite the rules, and the impact is going to be felt by everyone, from individuals to the largest corporations. It's called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, or OBBBA, and it's one of the most significant pieces of tax legislation we've seen in a while. What it does, essentially, is take many of the well-known provisions from the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and make them a permanent part of our tax code. This heads off a major political showdown over their scheduled expiration. So what does this law actually do? Well, here's the crucial part. It locks in the lower individual income tax rates that were set to expire. For businesses, it restores what's called 100% bonus depreciation, a powerful incentive that lets them immediately deduct the full cost of new equipment. And it also makes the 20% deduction for pass-through businesses, think sole proprietorships and partnerships, permanent. But the OBBA isn't just about income tax. It also makes a massive change to the federal estate tax. The amount of wealth that a person can pass on to their heirs tax-free has been dramatically increased to $15 million. For a married couple, that's a $30 million exemption. Now, this is a significant development, celebrated by opponents of the estate tax and, of course, criticized by those who argue for a more progressive tax system. Okay, from your finances, we now turn to the digital world, where a whole new frontier of regulation is opening up. As AI becomes a bigger and bigger part of our daily lives, governments are scrambling to keep up. And, as it often happens, California is leading the way with a groundbreaking new law that could change how we interact with technology forever. It's being called the bot law, and it's a direct response to the growing problem of digital deception. The goal here is simple: to pull back the curtain and make sure you know when you're interacting with a machine, not a person. This is really a major step toward creating a more transparent and, frankly, more honest online world. This right here is the heart of the legislation. Any automated online account, or bot, that interacts with people in California for either commercial or political reasons must clearly and obviously disclose that it is, in fact, an artificial intelligence. The law makes it illegal to use a bot to mislead someone about its artificial identity. So, we've covered a lot of ground, from your paycheck to your privacy online. Now, let's bring it all together with the essential takeaways. What do you absolutely need to know to be ready for 2026? Here's your summary. First, when it comes to your paycheck, millions will see more money thanks to the Social Security COLA and state minimum wage increases. Second, on your taxes, those key tax cuts for individuals and businesses are no longer temporary, and the threshold for the estate tax is substantially higher. And third, on your digital rights, California's new law is a major first step toward demanding greater transparency in our interactions with AI. These laws aren't just lines of text in a bill. They are the new rules of the game. They're going to create new opportunities and new challenges, and they will fundamentally reshape parts of our economy and society. The real question you need to ask yourself is, are you ready for what's coming?